Hey, what's up YouTube? Comic Free for Life here, coming at you with a new video. As you can see, I have short hair, because I got a haircut like a week ago. But anyway, I'm wearing my hoodie because it's cold and it's raining here. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today I want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing for fun or playing competitively and like deck decisions. So kind of the idea I want to get is that I have a lot of friends that play competitively, and then I have a lot of friends that play for fun. With the people that play for fun, they always get mad because they lose all the time because they're playing a fun deck. So you got to realize that if you want to play for fun, you got to play for fun against other people who are playing for fun, and you can't just like get mad when you lose, because that's what you should expect to do when you're playing for fun. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is different than like certain other things because there's a best deck. If you don't think that Necroz is the best deck, then I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know about actually with the after the Shaddoll fusion comes out. So Shaddolls might also be really good, but as of now, Necroz are the best deck. So what I'm saying is, if you want to do well at a tournament or win, if your purpose is to do well and win, you should be playing Necroz. If you're not playing Necroz, what are you doing? Now, I can see where, if you're like me, I played Shaddolls for the longest time. That was way back when Shaddolls were actually good. Now, I played Shaddolls even though Burning Abyss was the best deck because I was actually better with Shaddolls. Because I had played them so long, and I really enjoyed them, and I was really good with them. A lot better than I had ever been playing Burning Abyss. So that's why I played Shaddolls. Now, if you're a Satella Knight player or a Shaddoll player, and you're just on that level of really good with that deck, like, for example, Rosti. I don't know if you guys know who Rosti is, but he's a pretty good player that lives in SoCal. Now, he played Quillforts for the longest time because he was really good with that deck. Now, it may not have been the best deck, but it was his best deck, and he played well, and he won tournaments and topped regionals. Did well at YCS with that deck because he was good at that deck. Now, if you're good at a certain deck, you should play that deck if you like constantly do well with that deck. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just aren't like really good with a certain deck, you should definitely play the best deck, which is Necroz, if you're trying to win and be competitive. And then for all you, like I said, for all you people that are playing for fun, play for fun. Understand that if you're playing for fun and you're not going to be playing the best deck, that you're not going to be winning all the time, especially not to the best deck, which is Necroz. So don't feel bad if you lose. Know that, oh, I'm playing for fun. I should play against other people for fun, and that I should expect to not win every single time, and I'm not going to get mad about it. Now, there's those people that like are never. There's the thing about like good players and bad players, and then there's bad players that know they're bad players and they play for fun, and there's bad players that don't think they're bad players, and they just constantly switch decks every week thinking that it's the deck and not themselves. So there's those players that have just tons of money and they can just buy whatever deck they want whenever they want, or they got the hookups like some people around here. They can just go to Frank & Sons and have some vendor friends. They can borrow a deck that will just switch their decks every week because they'll play the deck and they'll be like, oh, I got bored of it, or oh, I'm not doing well with it. And it's not because that they're not because of the deck that's supposedly bad. It's just that they're bad and they don't realize it, and they think that, oh, the deck is bad. So like a player that's bad that wants to do well will buy, like, let's say Necroz, the best deck. And I actually built Necroz. I got rid of my Satella Knights and I built Necroz, and I'm not doing that well. And I understand because it's a new deck to me. And Necroz are very complex, and you have to play them against other Necroz decks. Now, Necroz are still the best deck because when I started playing Necroz and I played against non-Necroz decks, I realized this deck is such on a higher level than this. So I was like playing on such a higher level than all these other decks. So I was playing against like Quillforts, and they would just like set 4, maybe summon their or pendulum their scout and use his effect, summon a guy and pass, and I'm just like, is that it? That's all that happens? So I would like bait out a back row by summoning a unicorn or something, and then trish them because they had a card in the grave. And then they'd have like 3 cards left, and I'd be like, really? This is the deck that I'm playing against? So I know that if you're playing the best deck, it may not be automatic to you be winning. But there's people that are so impatient that they'll make the best deck and they'll play it, and because either they're not good players or they just haven't taken the time to get good with that deck, that they just think that it's the deck and it's not anything else. And so they'll change decks every week and they'll be super inconsistent and they just won't ever do well, either because they're a bad player or they don't take the time. So what I want you to come away from this with is, one, if you're competitive, be competitive and play the best deck. I've been through this all the time. I'll always build like a second to best deck or like third to best deck, and I'll always want to do well, but I won't do as well. And then I'm like, oh well, this deck might change because of the new set, and it never ends up happening. Necrons have been good for the past like format and a half, and even after the set comes out, Shadal's got a new fusion that stops the rituals. Big whoop. They have to run a water monster that's not the best, and we don't even know if it's well. Like, I put money on it that Necros at the next YCS are still going to be the best deck, obviously. Like 2/3 of the top is going to be Necros. There may still always be those extra decks like Shadal's, maybe be a couple more, but Necros will still be the majority because good players will be playing Necros. So if you want to play to win and do well, buy the best deck, play the best deck, learn the best deck. It's not going to happen automatically. You got to remember and realize that it takes time to master a deck. So if you want to be the best, make that deck, make Necros, and practice. Play mirror matches, play against other that win tournaments. You know, some people go to locals, like I have that, where I'll go to locals and it'll be the same person or two that are always winning or topping, and they just consistently do it. So you got to ask them, how do you do it? And maybe play some mirror matches, assuming they're playing Necros. I would assume they're playing Necros. And yeah, get better with that deck. And then hopefully, if you're a good enough player and you practice enough, you will get better and you'll see that success. Now, if you're not playing for competitiveness and you're just playing for fun, make something that you really like. Like, if I was playing for fun, I would probably make heroes or plants or mermails or something that is fun to me. I always love heroes. So, and heroes are actually really good with Darklaw. So I would make that deck and make it super good and anti-meta-y with Darklaw and just every way to get out of Darklaw. But I wouldn't expect to win all the time because I know it's not the best deck. Now, I feel like heroes would be a lot better with Stratos, and they'd probably be one of the top decks, but they don't. So, sadly, it's not the best deck, or plants. Like, plants have 3 Lone Fire Blossom. They have their other cards. They have Formula Synchron. They have all these things now that they didn't have before. Spore, Glow Up Bulb. And there's a few new junk stuff and Synchro guys coming out. So that's another deck you can play for fun. Just realize that if you're playing for fun, make sure to play for fun and don't expect to win all the time. Because if you're playing for fun, you're obviously not playing the best deck unless the best deck is fun. Just make sure that if you want to play competitively, make the best deck, practice it, be competitive. If you want to have fun, make a fun deck, play against other people playing for fun, and don't expect to win all the time playing with a fun deck. Because you know that you're playing for fun, you're not playing the best deck, and if you don't play the best deck, you're probably not going to win all the time. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about. Don't take this the wrong way. I play for fun sometimes. I play competitive sometimes. I'm not like every single day is a tournament that I go to. I'm not that competitive. But if I want to play, I'm going to play to win in a Yu-Gi-Oh sense, not in a Patrick Hoban sneaky, sharky Jin way, but like actual competitive way. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I can take it. I can take it. I can take the hate. But just leave that comment. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And this is Confident for Life. Keeping it real. Signing out.